we're on our way to Wilcox and we still need 1 more hour to reach there. We are just fueling up the car and fueling up ourselves with coffee. So we have arrived at the Chiricahua, I hope I pronounced that right, Chiricahua National Monument at Wilcox, Arizona. What time is it? Let me check. It's 6:30. We left around 3 a.m. So it's around 3.5 hours of drive, and we are going to do the Heart of Rocks Loop Trail. I think it's around 6 miles of loop, and it was really foggy around here while we arrived, but the fog has cleared out and it's much more clearer now, but it's still windy and pretty chilly out here. I was about to skip on my jacket, but I am glad I brought that with me. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, it's 7.3 miles. That's the trail that we're doing, Heart of Rocks. And let's see over here. So we're going to be taking the lower Rhyolite Canyon Trail and then move to the upper one and do the Heart of Rock loop and then head back the same way. This should be exciting. It's a great weather, kind of chilly, but I like that this place is much more secluded than my last week's hike, which was to the subway cave at Sedona. So let's begin the hike. I really love the hikes where I have a stream of water just flowing right by the hiking trail. It's much more soothing and calming that way. And here the hike begins. We have started moving up towards the trail, and I imagine there are a lot of rock formations, cool rock formations. That's what I read about this place from what my friend sent to me regarding the trail and the place. So I'm excited. The trail looks moderate as of now, and you can see the beautiful rocks over there and see how foggy it still is. So if we can make it to the top before the sun rises, I think it'll still be that foggy. Before moving to Arizona, I had always imagined Arizona to be synonymous to heat, and I was so wrong to think that heat was all that Arizona had to offer. The temperature is around 3 degrees Celsius and it's windy. Feels like -2 though. Every chance I'm getting, I'm just putting my hands inside my pocket, but I don't have to hold a camera. The trail is really beautiful. I see a lot of wildflowers on our way to the trail. Check out this view, amazing, beautiful, cool, foggy. I've had experiences where the whole mountain is covered by a fog, but I've never been to a place with rocks which has been covered in fog. And I should say this is the favorite hike I've done so far in Arizona. So, and again, I love the fact that it's secluded. I should probably not look at the camera and just look at the trail so that I don't fall down. I know it's the same view, but I can't get over it. Now, being someone who's been born and brought up in the mountains, or around the mountains, I always feel nice when I'm hiking around. I feel the same way in Idaho as well, although I didn't get a lot of chance to hike around in Idaho, but it feels great. It feels familiar, and the only thing that is different from mountains back in Nepal and in Arizona and in Idaho is that the mountains here, they don't have a lot of trees, while the mountains back in Nepal is lush green with trees everywhere, and it's very hard to find a bald spot in the mountain. So I miss that, but it's good to be in the mountains. So my friend who's hiking along with me, he's right over there. So he's a civil engineer, and he was telling me about how these pathways are constructed by civil engineers. I mean, I didn't give much thought to it up until now, but now that he told me that, I have got a newfound appreciation for civil engineers as well. So the interesting part about this trail is that a lot of these rocks, they have been given names on the basis of how they look, and I don't think you can see it from here. That one, the stacked one, is one of those. That's a really cool rock, almost like a doorway to something. It's almost as if these rocks are kind of engineered and put in a certain way. Started to feel little out of breath in my last hike, around 2 miles, but it's 2.8 miles now and I'm not tired at all. I think it's probably because of the cool weather and amazing views. So the cool weather definitely helps. So refreshing to be here. Oops. And the beautiful sounds made by these birds. So calm, so soothing. This place looks like a remote area from Italy. Although I've never been to Italy, I've seen Italian movies, at least the Italian movies from the 90s. Gosh, just look at the view. It's breathtaking. Woo. We have hiked pretty far. It's just rocks, but the way the trail has been made, that is super cool. And throughout the hike up until now, it's 3 miles, we've not seen one person, so we like that as well. Miles out, and this is the first rock. Oh, this is just the trailhead, which goes this way. It's reached at the first rock in our trail, and as you can see there, cute kissing rocks in this cool foggy weather. Bunch and Jody. Is it that one? Is it that one?
Oh, the punch.
Oh, okay. The fingers? I'd imagine the fingers like the hand like looking.
That and the punch too, you know. I think that's a punch.
Huh. I might have to Google that one.
Two punches.
Oh, okay. Punch and Judy. Cool. As we've reached higher altitude, it's much windy and foggy. This is refreshing. Although I've only had 3.5 hours of sleep, I don't feel sleepy at all. I don't feel drowsy. I feel active. Now we are looping around the rocks as we saw the trail map before, which means we are halfway through our hike. It's 3.54 miles. This hike has just rejuvenated my soul. I don't know, it's simplistic things like breeze of cool wind or the sound of water, and I've tried replicating that. I wouldn't say replicating, but tried recreating that experience by listening to audio, but it's nowhere close to that. It's not quite the same. And here's a new rock, Thor's Hammer. Where's Mjolnir? I think that's Mjolnir. There it is. I think this is the last rock in today's trail, which is the Pinnacle Balance Rock, and as you can see, It is pretty delicately balanced. Look at that. We have just completed the Heart of Rock loop trail, as you can see in the inscription behind me. And this was an amazing experience. As we got to the top, it got really quiet and peaceful. This was a great experience. Because this was such a great experience, I just told my friend that we'll sit down for a bit and soak the moment, and we'll be on our way back down to the trailhead in a couple of minutes. So let me just soak in the view till then. When we go to the edge, it's risky, so I'm staying safe. Still so foggy up there, and the time is 9:20 a.m. and it's still foggy. So the reasons that we came here early to start our hike was, we wanted to have a much more secluded experience. So we've not met another hiker on our way, so that's a win-win. And the second reason was that we wanted to check out the sunrise. We wanted to head to the rocks up in the trail, and then we wanted to check the sunrise. But as you can see, it's foggy and the sun's still not out. It's 9:30 a.m. But being said that, it doesn't take away even a little bit from the experience that we've had, because I didn't really expect the trail to be such an amazing experience. I've been to Sedona last week, which is a really famous place in Arizona, but it was really crowded. I loved Subway Cave, but it was crowded, and that kind of took away from the experience of having that kind of meditative feeling while you're hiking, I'd say, for lack of better words. But yeah, this is definitely my camera. This is definitely a win-win situation. Would really love to come here again for sure. When I was a kid, we had games, and this is the whole Mario era, and one of the games was Tetris, and we had this big, the size of my hand. We had about this big games called brick game, at least we called it the brick game, and it had the game Tetris, and these rocks reminds me of Tetris, the way they are, or at least the way they seem like it's stacked on top of each other. This is nature playing Tetris. These rocks has me going crazy. I had seen some kind of rock formations while I was camping in Bryce Canyon, but it was not this crazy. This looks, as I said already, this looks extremely engineered. I am running to catch up with my friend because I was running to take all those videos of the rocks, and there he is. This is just perfect. Beautiful flowers, sound of the wind and the water in the trailhead. The sun's come out, and I'm not sure how much my phone can capture this, but the way the sun's hitting the rocks and the color is just popping, and it looks beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. We are leaving this rocky paradise and heading back to the trailhead. We are almost there. And with that, our hike comes to an end. This was so refreshing, and this was the best hike I've had in Arizona so far. I completed 6.75 miles in 3 hours 20 minutes. I don't feel tired at all. I feel energized. Although I have not slept a whole lot, I feel great. There were no cars parked over here when we arrived, but it seems like a lot of people have showed up now, so it was really a good decision to wake up early. It was all worth it, and would definitely visit this place for sure again. Maybe not even once again, probably a couple of times. Wilcox city area. It's a small city. Nothing much seems to be happening over here, so we are going to this local bakery for grabbing some brunch. Baxter Pastries. I was wondering how the rocks were formed. So it happens that it was actually formed because of an ancient volcanic eruption and years of wind and water erosion. So that's really interesting. It exists in 12,000 acres. That's a lot of land. That's some interesting information. I decided to go with the Montanari chicken. It's being made over there.